Les interviews du doc, c'est maintenant sur Vinyl Time.
Eh ben, écoutez, les amis, c'est avec un grand plaisir que j'ai en face de moi tout le groupe Mercury Riots qui se repose avant de partir en tournée. Ils sont venus nous parler, bien sûr, de cet excellent premier album In Solstice, 10 titres incroyables. L'album, il est disponible depuis le 21 juin. J'espère que vous l'avez écouté. En tout cas, il y a une belle chronique faite par l'ami Marin. Et puis, j'ai grand plaisir à avoir tout le groupe avec moi. Hey guys, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's a great pleasure to speak with some crazy Swedish again, who is coming with one of the most fantastic first release. And by the way, first of all, congratulations, guys, for this In Solstice, who is coming since the 21 of June. What a fantastic rock and roll approach. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, so my first question is regarding this release. So now we are maybe a couple of days after everybody can listen to the music. So what is your feeling right now? Because I see a lot of feedback coming. I see a lot of people discover the Mercury Riots. And I think right now you are more happy with what you create and share with everybody, no?
Yeah, we're stoked with the way the album came out. We're very happy. We're at a restaurant. Or no, where are we? We're at the lobby.
We're in the lobby of the hotel. Our apologies.
You know, we've been waiting to release it to the world and have everybody listen to it finally. We've been sitting on it for how long? Maybe like
We had the finished product like just under a year before the album came out. We went through the whole process of where are we going to release it. In the end, we ended up doing our own record label through Orchard, which is Sony. And it's the best decision we've made. We finally got it out, and then it's just exciting to see how people are taking to it and then really enjoying it. To us, we're just humbled, very much humbled.
Ah, voilà, comme le dit le groupe, alors oui, alors l'album est sorti, il commence à y avoir plein de bons retours, hein, vous l'avez compris. Et puis l'idée, c'est d'être content, comme il le dit, ils sont très contents parce qu'ils ont un bon label, ils ont bien travaillé, et ils ont plein de bons retours, de bons feelings sur ce qui va arriver. Et puis on va parler dans un instant des concerts et on va parler aussi de cet album qui est incroyable. Je pense que c'est, vous l'avez compris, une très belle surprise de 2024. I just said to the French listeners that this is a very good surprise, this album, because it's coming just in the middle of 2024. It's a lack of feeling, energy, good rock and roll songs. Everything is here to pass a good summer, no?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it's a good summer album.
Bah ouais, voilà, donc je pense effectivement que c'est un très bon album. On va en profiter parce qu'il y a plein de bonnes choses. Et puis, on va parler un petit peu du groupe et ainsi de suite. Just before we speak about the different titles that we have on this record, how came the idea to come all together and create, first of all, the Mercury Riot and this first release? Who have the idea to put everybody, because you're coming from different bands, and who came the idea to create the Mercury Riots?
Yeah, I've met Johnny many years ago playing in a different band, and Justin and I had also been writing songs together for many years, and with Fede, it was one of those destiny, you know, fate was supposed to get us together and play in the same band. Randomly met at Sam Ash in Hollywood in LA, and he was playing this Uruguayan song on the bass randomly. And I recognized it. I'm like, there's no way he's playing this song, you know, because there's very few Uruguayans in the world, you know. So when you hear this, your ear perks up.
So
and
that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I went up to him and I'm like, are you playing
Candombe para Gardel?
Candombe para Gardel. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, are you from Uruguay? Yeah, fuck. All right, let's instantly connected, and I knew one day we'd end up playing together, which we did. So it was all kind of like fate, I think, for all of us to meet and how it all worked out. And you know,
when I joined the band that I met Felipe in, I never in a million years would have thought that him and I would have been the two standing when it was all said and done. But in May of 2020, during the pandemic, Felipe and I decided to leave that band and start this band. we got Justin, who was the guy we always wanted, and Fede's just, we knew we were onto something. And then when we got Fede, it was like the last missing piece that just made us like this. The great thing about us, for us as a band, is that all of us have so much experience. And because of that experience, we're able to take that and just it just works, the four of us. You know, chemistry is a huge thing, and we're very blessed and once again humbled to be able to have the chemistry that we have here.
And by the way, before I'm translate, I think what you said is very important, because the chemistry is clearly what we listen on this record. It's like a friend who is playing since so many years, and you just put the right things, the right riff, right lyrics at the right place. It's look like, yeah, this is really a band who is coming, and not something with maybe just for 1 month or 2 months. It's clearly, when I listen, first of all, this all these releases, I said, wow, who is this guy behind this music? Because it's look like a band who is working since 10 years or something like that. It's not like a band at the beginning. So that was my first approach when I listen this in Solstice. So crazy thing.
We're lucky. We also, when we recorded the album, we did it old school. We did it on tape. We did recording live as a band, you know, like we knew how to play our songs from top to bottom, you know, all of them. You know, it's pretty cool.
Sometime right now in 2024, I think it's the best approach, because it's not only a computer and anything else. Sometimes we listen the difference between lot of works in computer and something like that to pros, etc., and someone with plug it and play, because we listen the difference clearly. And I listen a lot of CD, so I know what is the difference, right? I have many. So
yeah, that was a big part of what Mike was trying to do. Mike Fraser, who co-produced the album with us. A big part of what he came to the Whiskey a Go-Go to watch us play. And when was that?
January 25th, 2023.
In 2023.
They call me the Rain Man.
And he after the show, he told us that he wanted to capture our live energy on record, you know. And I think that was one of the main goals we're trying to achieve from this, is because when you go to the live show, it's a very energetic show, you know.
That was the biggest complaint we had when we had made some demos before we made the album. The biggest complaint we heard was, you guys don't sound anything on tape like you do live. You know, that like the energy wasn't captured. Mike was able to pull that out and do the Mike Fraser thing to make it the Mike Fraser thing. You know what I'm saying?
Bah voilà, donc alors, je vais essayer de traduire tout ça. Donc il y a plein de bonnes choses dans ce groupe, vous l'avez compris. Donc le groupe est très proche. Il y a eu des départs. Ils ont vraiment eu envie de faire le groupe ensemble. Et comme vous l'avez compris, il y a Mike Fraser qui est dans la boucle, qui a pu capter l'enregistrement, les enregistrements live. C'est du live. C'est pas travaillé. Ils ont plugué les guitares, ils ont joué, ils ont balancé de la musique. C'est du bon hard rock. Et puis on sent effectivement tout le travail d'équipe. Comme je le disais tout à l'heure, moi j'ai bien ressenti en écoutant ce disque l'approche entre eux et le fait qu'ils soient très soudés. Et on sent effectivement que ce groupe est vraiment très très proche, comme s'il avait déjà 10 ans. C'est incroyable. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of a lot of bands with living in LA, like Great Right and Rhino Bucket and so on and so on. And I think I see same approach, same energy. Some songs look like what I listened before with the actual sound. This is something that you have in your mind when you create your songs, or it's just because I'm a huge fan of so many 80s and 19s bands from LA?
Not really. I think most of our influences are a little more blues based. Maybe it's not so much. I mean, as much as we love, you know, a lot of the 80s bands that came out of LA, to a degree, we're trying to not to fall too much into that category of 80s rock band, you know, because I don't think we are an 80s rock band. I think
I would say we're more 70s, 60s than 80s in a way.
You know, we
influence wise.
I think, you know, we're talking about, you know, Justin and I love ZZ Top, you know, and it's and I think there's more ZZ Top in there than than any other 80s band, you know, or the Beatles, you know, we love harmonies, we love harmony in general. And
But like you said, like the blues background, very blues influenced, at least on certain sides of the table, you know. So old school blues and rock and roll, where it's at.
Yeah, I see the top yesterday in Paris.
It's awesome.
yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah, that was a great show, but short show because it's just playing not a lot right now. But well, it was maybe a sold out show in Paris yesterday evening, so that's crazy. Bah voilà, donc on parlait justement de la musique. Alors moi, j'ai compris un peu qu'il y avait du Great White, du AC/DC, du Rhino Bucket, tous ces groupes de LA, voilà, comme ils le disent. Alors, ils sont plutôt groupe 60, 70, ZZ Top, blues rock. Voilà, il y a plein de belles choses autour. Moi, je vous invite une nouvelle fois à découvrir donc cet album qui est disponible depuis le 21 juin. J'espère que vous l'avez écouté. Sometimes I think when I listen some songs like Save Me a Drink, I remember AC/DC, Have a Drink on Me. Maybe the same, huh? And
I hope it has the same effect.
yes, but one word about I think you have your idea about AC/DC, but I think for everybody who loves the music, see AC/DC for the last time touring everywhere. It's really a good news, huh? No, what do you think? Because I hope you can see AC/DC somewhere during the I hope not only, but I think the last tour for AC/DC. So yeah, what is your feeling about the blues rock or maybe something like that AC/DC play at the beginning? Because when you speak about blues rock and the mix between blues and rock, it's clearly what AC/DC create at the beginning with the first album.
Yeah, I mean, there's no words to describe what AC/DC means. I mean, to me personally and to the band, they're a powerhouse. You know, the way they sound, they influence in so many ways. It's just, you know.
Fun fact, that first AC/DC album is the first album I ever bought when I was a kid.
It's my second one for me. I just bought Power Edge, I think, if I remember.
Right on.
Yeah, Power Edge. It's a long time ago when I was a young kid. It's a long time. Voilà, comme on est en train d'en parler, donc on parlait effectivement d'ACDC, de la tournée. Il y a quelque chose, il y a un titre donc qui s'appelle Save Me a Drink, qui ressemble un petit peu à Have a Drink on Me, et on était juste dérapé un petit peu sur le titre. Just another question, when you're coming with the first release, who can choose the first singles that you share? Because it's very important when you have something who is coming. Do you speak all together to say, I would like to have this song as the first single? Or was your approach to select in your all your songs the first singles?
I would say that it was a collaborative effort with us, along with our PR team. So we really took advice from the PR team on what they think would work first. And they were right, because Be Yours did really good for us out of the gate. I think, you know, that guitar riff, a lot of people told me it reminded them of like Aerosmith or whatever it might have been. But it was purposely done to have Be Yours first and LA Girls second, because LA Girls is a little bit more artistic, like got more artsy things going on, shall I say, with the harmonies and stuff like that than Be Yours. And that was the logic behind doing LA Girls second as opposed to first, because that was also talked about. But that's why we went with Be Yours. We wanted to give one out there that's punch people in the face, kind of.
Bah voilà, donc je posais la question un peu pour savoir comment ils ont choisi les singles. Donc il y a eu Be Yours en premier, et puis après il y a eu LA Girls, parce que bah, effectivement c'est difficile, c'est un nouveau groupe qui arrive, il faut quand même donner de la matière effectivement pour qu'on puisse découvrir le groupe. On l'avait découvert nous avec Be Yours, et c'est vrai que c'était un très bon choix. On sent que le fait qu'ils viennent de plein d'inspirations diverses, de plein d'endroits divers, ces deux morceaux sont très parlants. And by the way, after after sharing, of course, the first single, do you take a look on different network, on social media, about the feedback from the different people who discover the music? Because I see a lot of fantastic feedback on the on YouTube and so on and so on. So I think you are happy when you share this first single to say, hey, you have a lot of people who discover us, and I think you are on a good way to share more music later, no?
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all music fans. We all grew up, listening to music, loving music. There's a reason why we do music today, and it comes from a very pure place. And we just we love hearing people enjoy our album because at the end of the day, we're making it so people, to get a great rock and roll album back out in the world that people can listen to, and you can listen from top to bottom. It's not a one song thing. It's an album, and it's supposed to be heard as an album. There's a reason why every song goes into each song the way it does. The first song and the last song, it's all been thought out. So it's a full, it's a listening experience for, and if you get the vinyl, you'll get even more of the experience, because when you switch side A and side B, the record starts over again in side B. And yeah, we're stoked to hear everybody's enjoying the album.
But Felipe and I were talking about the band when we were starting. I said, Felipe, what do you want to do? And he says, I want to make a modern day classic rock band. I think we did an okay job at pulling that one off, but we're not classic rock yet because we've got to earn that, but we're on the right path.
Yeah, but again, a good job, because the first one is one of my favorites of this year. So I'm waiting to see you. I'm waiting the second, the third, and the crazy, hein? Crazy. Bah voilà, donc on parlait effectivement de comment ils ont ressenti le retour des gens. Ils ont vu qu'il y avait beaucoup de retours, qu'il y avait vraiment beaucoup de choses très très intéressantes, et puis qu'effectivement, s'ils montaient un groupe, c'était quand même pour qu'il y ait de bonnes choses. Et là, les retours sont quand même très très bons pour beaucoup de listeners. I would like to speak about two. It's for me. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get you one.
We'll save you. We'll save you.
When we see you in France in a couple of weeks, we got you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Santé.
Well,
Santé. And congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Merci.
I would like to speak about, before we speak about tour and take a beer with you, of course, I would like to speak about two of my favorite songs on this album, because sometimes when we listen some records, we have maybe some songs, but I like this album. But I think two of the songs that for me the most important. The first one is Sweet Melody. It's look like you said at the beginning, something that it's a mix between ZZ Top, Muddy Waters, the thing. It's clearly something that I like when it starts without any song, it's moving and so on and so on. It's clearly, this one is one of my favorite. After that, of course, it's one of crazy. Who have created this one, Sweet Melody? It's clearly one of the most important song for me on this record. So
yeah, the funny thing about that song is that I was sleeping, and I usually keep a guitar next to my bed, always, because you never know when you'll have an idea or something. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I played something. I recorded on my phone and just went to bed. And then the next day I woke up and I'm like, oh, I think I recorded something in the middle of the night. So I listened to it, and it was the it was the main riff and melody for Sweet Melody. And it's one of those things that if I would have never recorded that or had that guitar next to my bed, that song would have never existed. So it's a very special song, not only because what it ended up becoming, but the way the universe presented that song to us was, I heard it, like Eddie Van Halen said at one point, you got to open your antennas when you're writing songs and let it come to you, and it was kind of like that, it just flew,
I have the same in my side. When I have some idea, I put on my...
Yeah, exactly.
Bah voilà, donc on a parlé du premier titre, comme le dit VP, c'est bon voilà, Sweet Melody, c'est venu comme ça. Il était, comme il dit, il dort, il y a sa guitare qui dort, la nuit ça se réveille, il y a une idée qui vient, il l'a noté, il l'a joué, il l'a mis sur son téléphone, et puis le lendemain il l'a présenté au groupe, et puis c'est venu comme ça. Alors des fois, bah oui, on a des idées qui viennent la nuit, c'est voilà, comme il le dit, des fois il y a eu des idées qui sont venues, et puis pour le coup, bah voilà, ça sort une superbe chanson. C'est vraiment, voilà, il y a un groove spécial dans ce titre, moi je vous invite à l'écouter, c'est vraiment un mix entre ZZ Top, au début Moody Waters, et puis ça s'emballe, et puis c'est fort. Il y a un solo incroyable, c'est fantastique. And my second choice, it's Take Me When You Go. I think this one, it's look like the mix between maybe AC/DC, Metallica, it's everything, it's energy, it's rock. I think Johnny play so loud on this song. So
Not me.
what a crazy songs. So again, I think this one is fantastic. Justin sings wonderful the songs. We have a big drums, and the music is here. It looks like one of the most best song. I don't know if you have the same approach like me, but I like this one.
I tell you, it's one of my favorite to play live.
Yeah, same here.
I'm waiting for that moment of the show to play that song. It's always we bring it back up.
Yeah.
And there's harmonies and there's riffs and there's power. So
I get to put my arms up in the air too. So I'm pretty stoked.
And also agree with you on the sweet melody thing. Like I think that we have similar taste in a bit. Like I really enjoy those two in particular.
Yeah. Bah voilà, donc on parlait du morceau Take Me When You Go. Voilà, il y a un refrain d'enfer, il y a des bonnes musiques, c'est un mélange, un mix, c'est vraiment une très très bonne chanson. Il y a de la batterie, il y a de la guitare, il y a du chant, c'est un très bon titre. Ils adorent, comme ils le disent, ils adorent la jouer live. Et bah justement, on a ouvert la porte du live, on va en parler. By the way, we speak about concert, we speak about play live. So you have a large tour who is coming, and you coming in France. Wow!
Yeah, we're excited about that.
We got 3 shows in France.
Yeah.
July 25, July 26, and we just added Nantes, on July 27th. And then we go and we drive 15 hours up to Wacken.
Yeah. And by the way, you start to date at the beginning of July, the 5th and the 6th at Bomberfest and Live Festival. This is clearly in Sweden. Now you are a little bit off for the 12th, who is coming. It's Friday. You play at Stockholm. After that, you play on one of my favorite town with Kristianstad.
Yeah, yes.
I just don't know how to say that properly.
I like it.
Yeah, we're excited for that festival.
Absolutely.
And of course, after that, like I said, 2 dates in France for 25 of July, Plobanec, Les Cotnil, and the 26th, Port de l'Escony. So you are maybe somewhere between the sea and the fantastic summer. So I think after these 2 shows that you have at the beginning of July, are you happy with the set list? Are you happy with what you share right now on this beginning, or you change a little bit your approach or your song or something like that? What is what we can see in couple of days with the tour who is coming?
Well, we're pretty much playing the album top to bottom, all the songs on the album, and we're also trying out the new songs we have for the next album. We have maybe 4 songs for the next album in rotation that we're trying them out and seeing how the people react to them. And so I think everybody will leave the show happy, because if they heard the album on the way to the show, they'll get to hear those songs, and then they'll get a taste of what's to come on the next album.
You mentioned a live festival in Bomberfest. A live fest was our 100th show as a band. 92 in Europe and 8 in America.
Yeah. Alors, donc on parlait de concert parce qu'il y a beaucoup de dates. Ils font toute une date aujourd'hui sur la partie européenne qui commence du 5 jusqu'au 31. Ils jouent en Suède, ils jouent en Allemagne, ils jouent en France. Ils retournent en Suède au mois d'août. Ils sont à Nottingham, à Wolverhampton, Preston. Ils retournent en Suède. Ils sont en Finlande. Voilà, là, il y a plein de dates. Et puis après, ils retourneront aux États-Unis pour jouer. Donc voilà, il y a beaucoup de dates. Il y a des chances de pouvoir les voir. Je les rappelle, donc ils sont en France pour 2 dates, le 25 et le 26 juillet. Donc si vous avez adoré ce premier album, foncez aller les voir, parce que c'est quand même une très belle surprise. Guys, before we ending, I would like to say thank you so much for your time. And by the way, do you have learned some French words right now? Because if you came 2 times in France, you have to speak a little bit French, no?
Yeah, Felipe learned a couple of words.
Something.
He's our guy.
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And by the way, before we ending, do you have a message from the French listener who is discover the Mercury Riot during this interview, and of course your music right now?
Thank you for the support, man.
Thank you so much. And we are looking forward to playing in France, man. We are super excited to be back. And hopefully we can bring a killer rock show to, you know, to all the friends that we're making throughout this whole touring experience. And believe me, man, we've been making some good friends.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, we can't wait to get back to France, man. The food.
The food.
Oh, the
Unbelievable.
pastries. You guys got the best pastries on the planet.
Best.
Next time, if you came to Paris, you are my invite. I can,
Oh,
Oh,
sweet.
Perfect.
We'll take you.
can eat at home and I can discover a lot of good things.
You're gonna regret that so quickly, man.
So we have some, I have some records, so I have some records, I have some food, so you can take what you want.
Awesome, dude. Thank you.
Eh ben, écoutez, voilà, on va se faire un grand plaisir de libérer nos amis. Donc, ils vont repartir en tournée à partir de vendredi 12. Ils seront en concert pas loin de Christianstadt. Voilà, vous aurez quelques dates. Si vous êtes en Suède, vous pouvez les choper. S'ils seront en France, nous, on va écouter dans un instant Take Me When You Go. Alors, je pense qu'on va écouter ce titre. So, guys, thank you so much. Now, maybe we can listen Take Me When You Go before we listen this song live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.